Pope Francis passed away at the age of 88 after prolonged illness. He breathed his last at his residence in the Vatican's Casa Santa Marta. The Vatican has announced that Pope Francis' body will be laid in a coffin in the chapel at the St. Martha residence at 1800 GMT today. The pontiff died at his residence in the Vatican's Casa Santa Marta at 7:35 local time on Monday. Pope Francis, the 267th head of Catholic Church, was unwell for a very long period of time. He was hospitalized for 5 weeks for pneumonia in both the lungs, and he spent 38 days in hospital before he was released on March 23rd.
Carissimi fratelli et sorelle.
Dear brothers and sisters, with deep sorrow I must announce the death of our Holy Father Francis. At 7:35 this morning, the Bishop of Rome, Francis, returned to the house of the Father. His entire life was dedicated to the service of the Lord and His Church. He taught us to live the values of the Gospel with fidelity, courage, and universal love, especially toward the poorest and most marginalized. With immense gratitude for his example as a true disciple of the Lord Jesus, we commend the soul of Pope Francis to the infinite merciful love of the triune God.
On Sunday, Pope Francis greeted crowds at the Easter Sunday service. He appeared at the Vatican's St. Peter's Square to wish Happy Easter to thousands of worshippers. After the blessing, the Pope was driven around the square. As he passed through the crowd, his procession paused a number of times as babies were brought over for him to bless. His Easter address was delivered by a clergy member. He was the first Pope from the Americas and the Southern Hemisphere, dubbed the People's Pope. The pontiff loved being among his flock and was popular with the faithful, though he faced bitter opposition from traditionalists within the church. Born George Mario Bergoglio, he became the first Pope to take the name Francis after Saint Francis of Assisi. The football-loving former Archbishop of Buenos Aires was also more accessible than his predecessors. Pope Francis, who is from Argentina, suffered a number of health issues throughout his life, from colon surgery in 2021 and a hernia in June 2023 to bouts of bronchitis and knee pain that forced him to use a wheelchair. His fourth hospitalization of more than a month for bronchitis in both the lungs was his longest, raising speculation he might step down. But he brushed off talk of quitting, saying in February 2023 that papal resignations should not become a normal thing.
The death of a pope initiates a centuries-old ritual to elect a new pontiff. It begins with 9 days of funeral rites, during which the pope is buried. Cardinals are coming to Rome from around the world to participate in that funeral mass, as are heads of state. Then the conclave procedures begin. There are a few days of closed meetings. These are when the cardinals get together and meet in secret. They discuss the problems of the church. They're receiving reports from all the different Vatican offices of what the financial situation is, what the problems are facing the church around the world, and what are the qualities of a pontiff that are needed to bring the church forward. At a certain point, they stop those meetings and the conclave begins.